What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a first impression and flip through on the iN2IT Oracle. I hope I said that right. This is the second edition. Now this is part 3 technically of the 3 video part series, because if you guys saw part 1, you would know in that video I did the initial unboxing, which included 3 decks. This was one of those 3 decks. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. Part 2 will also be linked in the description, so you guys can see all 3 videos of all 3 decks that I got in a bundle. So let's get to looking at these cards. So it's a box within a box, which I appreciate, because at first I thought this was the box and mine got kind of dinged up during transport, but then I realized that it wasn't. Okay, let me take this plastic off. So I really love how they did their boxes. All 3 of the decks are the same type of box. I just really like the concept of it. I'm loving these purpley colors here. So this one has 133 cards. By the way, all of their decks so far, I'm not sure about the tarot one because I don't have that one yet at the time that I'm filming this video, but all the other Oracle based decks have a lot of cards in there, so I highly recommend snagging these decks if you guys like chunky decks. That almost sounded a little wrong to say. Dirty mind. All right, where were we? So 97 base set cards, 36 Lenormand, 36 expanded Lenormand, 24 spirit animals with tourmalated quartz for clearing and protection. And then you have 36 bonus cards, 11 planets, 12 zodiac, 4 moon phases and seasons, 7 elements, and I can't even say that, model, you know what I mean? And then 1 twin flame card. Now, if you saw my very first video in the set, I did wonder if the cards from their zodiac deck were gonna be very similar to this one, or vice versa. Like, I'm wondering if they recycled any of the themes in the cards, or like the names of the cards. I don't know, we'll see. This is the inside. And there's a squishy bag here, which has the tourmalated, ooh, pretty. Tourmalated quartz. Oh my god, that's so pretty. All of the decks have little bags of crystals too. That's so cool that they did that. This pouch is so cute. Put that back in there. So here is the deck. Chunky deck. This is thick. All of their decks are thick. And then they have a little tiny guidebook. So many cards to look at. Helpful hints. Context is important. The words are just suggestions. Yes. Usually the cards are symbolic in meaning, but they can also be taken very literal, such as dog means dog, or the sun means sun, as in like the sun is up and it's daytime. Now going back to the words though, how they mention the words are just suggestions, I think that's very important, because I know a lot of us get overwhelmed or confused when a deck has too many keywords or too many phrases in the card. But I have found myself kind of zoning into specific words on a very wordy card. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't read all of the words on the card in a reading. That would just be a little ridiculous. I'll show you what I mean. These are the bags. I'm loving the purpley blues. And it's also a linen finish like all the other decks. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Sun, the bringer of life. Okay, so here for example, so you see all these keywords right here. So I wouldn't be reading all these in a reading, because again, that would be a little ridiculous. I would just zone in to a few, like maybe 3 to 5, or sometimes 2, that kind of rhymed a little bit. So here, ego, self-realization. I probably went to ego because it's the first word. Did I though? I don't know. It's just something that I felt drawn to. And then self-realization, I felt drawn to that too. It's also based on what the reading could be too. It's kind of like going going with your instinct or going with your intuition, trusting your intuition, knowing that the word that you're going to see first, here expression is the first one I saw, is going to be the one that's going to mean something or connect in your reading. Does that make sense? But that's how I would use this deck, or these types of decks that have so much reading, so much reading, so much words. Gaia, Mother Earth. Balance. I went to that first. And that was like a word all the way in the bottom. Ooh, the Moon, High Priestess. I feel like these decks would also be really good with strengthening your intuition, trusting that quote-unquote gut feeling, trusting that third eye feeling, you know, instead of also being more confident with yourself when it comes to doing readings, whether that's just reading for yourself or reading for others. You know what I just noticed? Each card, well, at least so far, the planetary or zodiac symbol is what they use to separate the words. Isn't that cool? Uranus. You have this little symbol, the Uranus symbol, and here you have it separating the words. That's cool. Oh my god, is she wearing heels on Uranus? Ouch. What was I saying? I keep like straying off. Pluto, the great revealer. So pretty. See, here you got the Plutarian symbols. That's probably not a real word. I just made it up. I don't know. But you got it right there separating them. I keep forgetting what I was saying, Raven. So here you got a lot of symbols. You got all these symbols here. The fire ones, I guess. But yeah, like this deck would be pretty good to use to start working on your confidence with reading, but also your confidence with your own intuition. You know what I mean? Because like I said, usually decks that have so many keywords or key phrases can seem a little intimidating. They can seem overwhelming. They can sometimes make, you know, confuse us because there's so much in here that you're probably wondering like, oh my god, what am I going to say in this reading because there's like 50 words on this card. So this will, yes, take inspired action. So I feel like this will help you with things like that, you know? I mean, I'm just saying. I know it'll help me. It can't just, you know, help me. I'm sure it'll help other people too. Oh, so here they have yes or. The yes or no's coming up. Do we have a no? Oh, we did have a no. Interesting. Oh, these are the dancers that we saw in the little booklet. Because they're all dancing. I'm gonna try not to take forever because there's so many cards. The 11-11 card. There was an 11-11 card in one of the other decks. You know, there's probably one in all of the decks as far as I'm aware. The King of Fire. Oh, the Queen of Earth. Well, they also have timing. Interesting. So with these, I wouldn't necessarily read, like if one of these cards came out in your reading, let's say this one, the Queen of Water, Scorpio, fixed sign of water. I know I'm saying water in a weird way. I'm just weird like that, okay? But like if this card were to come out in a reading, if the reading doesn't have anything to do with timing, for example, I wouldn't even read that. I wouldn't even include that in the reading at all. Or if the person if you're doing a reading for, it didn't ask for, you know, anything related to specific timing. And again, I wouldn't even read that or include it in the reading. It's there, they'll see it, but because it wasn't something that is being initially asked for, I'm not going to put it out there. Does that make sense? The devil is Capricorn. I knew it. I'm just playing. The Rider. So far, there's a little bit of similarities in this deck and their Zodiac one. Oh, the ship. We had the yacht in, I think, the Zodiac deck. This one has a ship. But I think, to the best of my abilities, I think the keywords in this one is just slightly different than the ones on the yacht card. Which is good. More expansive, you know. Can you imagine putting like all of their decks as one big deck? Well, the romantic one wouldn't fit, but this one and the Zodiac deck together, Jesus Christ, that'd be like almost 300 cards in one deck. That'd be too chunky. And I'm doing the flip through a bit fast, but it's generally just to show you guys the images that they're using. And if you get a glimpse of the keywords, well then you got some good eyes because I'm doing it fast. But I know some people, like, they want to see what art they use. They're curious. This one's actually kind of cool. They're curious of what keywords. Oh my god, mouse. So cute. Of the keywords that they'll use. I know I am. I'd be like, okay, well, what does the art look like? Even if it's just pictures or the, what are they called? Stock images. See, this one is pretty. Like, do they fit? Does it make sense? Things like that. Ooh, this one's pretty too. Oh, here we have the sun again. We have the sun. Hold up. We have the sun twice. But is it different words? Well, here, let's check. That looks like different words to me. Because you see what I mean by it being like expansive? Because you technically have two sun cards here, but they have so many words for either or. Isn't that neat? Ooh, the moon. See, we also had another moon card. I'm pretty sure the words on the moon card were also a bit different than the other moon card that we saw. This makes me think of a horror game. Wine, drinky drink. And we're gonna do a little practice reading in the end just to see what we get. You know, just to get a little test run in with the deck. I like how the art, you can notice it more on this card, but I like how also the artwork comes out into the border. You see that? I like when creators do that with their decks. It's really cool. Like this one, the art goes out into the border. It's part of the border. Also, rainbow. Whoa, where is that going? That's kind of scary. But also I want to go there. Whoa, hey buddy. He doesn't look that happy to have 3 people there, you know? This cat. Their face is so smug. Aha moment. Is that how you spell aha? I always thought it was AH-HA. Oh well. Magnet? That's cool. Bunnies. Oh, rabbits. Are rabbits and bunnies different? Yeah, right? I think one is bigger than the other? I'm not sure. I feel like there's a difference, but I don't 100% know. All I know is I call them all bunnies. Why do these all have A on it? I don't know if the guidebook, Beaver, if the guidebook mentions anything about that. I'll have to double check. Just wondering why they all have A's. It makes sense if they all had, like, you know, the letters of the alphabet, just to relate maybe an initial of somebody coming up in a reading, but they're all A's for some reason. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. Maybe they did mean to make them, you know, the letters of the alphabet. I'm not sure. We will check when I look at the guidebook again really quickly, just to see if it mentions why they're all E's. Hummingbird. Phoenix. There was a phoenix in the other deck too, but I do not remember most of the keywords in the other card, so I don't know if it's the same keywords or not. Let me check the guidebook really quick to see if it mentions anything about all these A's that we just saw. Okay, so all of the ones with the A's were from the animal section. They don't mention why all of them have A on it, and there's only 25 cards in the animal section. They could have used them to represent the letters of the alphabet had they added another card, but I'm not sure why they're all A's, and the little guidebook doesn't say either. They do mention though that it's best, or that they found best, to use 3 to 5 cards. Here you go. 3 to 5 cards for a question. That's like the usual, which is normal, honestly. That's how much I typically use in my readings. Minimal 3, I think max more than that, depending on the kind of reading, because sometimes I pull out a lot of cards using different decks, but I know my like minimal I pull out 3 cards. I'm not sure if I did size comparison yet, but in case I didn't, so this is not poker card size. Here's a poker card sized card that's a little bit bigger than that, and it also is not tarot size card. Here is a tarot size card, so it's a little bit smaller than a tarot size card. It's in between both, but still comfortable to hold, aside from, you know, it being super chunky and not being able to hold all the cards like this, but it's still generally comfortable to hold, comfortable overhand. As far as riffling goes, because it's a little bit chunky, it might be a little bit difficult. I'm not the best at riffle shuffling anyways, but we're gonna try it out. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, you didn't see that. Okay, take 2. Okay, that was a little better. Not the best, but I warned you, I'm not the best at riffle shuffling. But you can riffle shuffle it, so it's doable. Now let's pull some cards just to do like a general reading. What is it that we need to know right now? Or be aware of or work on? I'll pick 3 cards. We'll see if we can try to read it like a story. Oh, well, I guess we got 4 cards. Oh, look at the dog. A supportive friend. Being helpful and dependable. Well, somebody needs you. Somebody needs you right now, but don't overdo it. Conceal and presentation and performance are what are popping up here. So I'm kind of thinking of the don't overdoing it. Does that make sense? I'm going back to the fact of like not overdoing it. Don't reveal too much. In this case, don't be too open to too much, you know, like protect your energy and your well-being. That came up too. We have child, beginnings, spontaneous. I'm seeing new people coming in, new friendships mayhaps, but again, because these are new people coming into your life, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to show or give or say too much. Feel it out and see how it goes. And then we got the elephant, gentle, wise, supportive. Be kind, rewind. Isn't that a movie? That just came out, sorry. Having your wits about you too, actually that makes sense. Going back to kind of like get the feel of the energy of others, right? Feel them out, observe, don't overdo, don't overshare, just like going with the flow of things. That's what I'm getting as like a general message here. If that resonated with anyone, let me know in the comments. But I think that about covers everything. If I forgot anything, as usual, let me know in the comments down below. If you stuck to this part of the video, leave the moon emoji, the full moon, in the comments. That way I know. Don't forget to like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.